23 years ago, the Bratz, known as Yasmin, Chloe, Sasha, and Jade, debuted on the doll market. The fresh doll brand wouldn't give Barbie a run for her money until Christmas season 2001. But did you know the girls with a passion for fashion were almost named Lupe, Zoe, Halliday, and Jade? Okay, I'm joking about that last one. It was always Jade. The Bratz brand almost looked very different from what we know and love today. In fact, they almost weren't even called Bratz. This is Bratztory, how the Bratz were created. Hey angels, it's Lookin Bratz aka Dom. I am the creator of the website lookinbratz.com. LOOKINBRATZ.com is the largest online resource for Bratz fans. There's a huge database/archive with hundreds, thousands of Bratz products for you to reference. There's also a blog, there's reviews, there's news, there's character profiles, there's Bratz stories. So if you're watching this and you like Bratz history, go to lookinbratz.com. That's lookinbratz.com. In celebration of Bratz turning 23, I wanted to do a little Bratztory behind the scenes of what it took to make Bratz. Now, I'm gonna go into this prefacing that I was not there in 2001. I was 2 years old, maybe 3 years old when Bratz came out. So I don't know what fully happened behind the scenes, but as a self-proclaimed Bratz historian, I have done some research and I have used articles, books, etc. to sort of help piece together Bratz history. And with social media, I've had the privilege of accessing many resources, finding many resources where we can find Bratz history, and I've included a lot of that on lookinbratz.com. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, if you haven't read this book, You Don't Own Me by Orly Lobel, I highly, highly recommend it. It has so much information about the lawsuit between Mattel and MGA, and there is just so much to unpack in this book, but it really gives a lot of context as to how Bratz became a concept, and so that's what we're going to be talking about from this book. Micro Games of America Entertainment, also known as MGA Entertainment, had a very short history making dolls before Bratz. In fact, it was mostly baby dolls. In my recent guest appearance on the Bratzline podcast, Vanessa and I get into all the dolls that came before Bratz from MGA. Make sure to check out that podcast. It is so good and it was so much fun. So stream Bratzline wherever podcasts are streaming. MGA had made a lot of licensed handheld games and products for other brands such as Power Rangers and Barbie, which is shocking looking back. But yes, MGA made products for Barbie before Bratz came on the market. Right before the Bratz concept came about, MGA CEO Isaac Larian was challenged to create a doll line that would rival Barbie, who had been the #1 fashion doll for nearly 40 years at this point. If you want to read more about this, check out the Bratztory page on lookinbratz.com. But just to follow along, Carter Bryant, the designer who created Bratz, who at the time was working for Mattel, he was inspired to create Bratz by seeing these 4 cool-looking girls at Kickapoo High School in Missouri. I mean, picture it. It's 1998. You're driving past Kickapoo High School in Missouri, and right there, you see it. You see these angels. It's the frickin' Bratz. You can't believe it. I mean, do you ask for an autograph in these types of situations? Are these just regular teenage girls just trying to go about their lives? I don't know what to do. Okay, so we know these divas, Chloe, Sasha, Yasmin, and Jade. They are the OG core 4, and they have never left the brand. They've always been part of Bratz. They have been the Bratz, but they almost were not Chloe, Sasha, Yasmin, and Jade. Now, keep in mind, Carter was inspired to make Bratz in 1998, but he didn't pitch the concept to MGA Entertainment CEO Isaac Larian until 2000, who originally did not like the dolls at all. Isaac originally said he thought the dolls looked like aliens, but then his 12-year-old daughter at the time, Jasmine, who is now one of the creative directors for the Bratz brand, she said, I gotta have these have to be on the market. There was nothing diverse ethnically on the market in terms of fashion dolls. So this is what made Isaac say, let's bring this idea to fruition. And so the story goes, the Bratz were on the market, they had a lot of success, they had a bunch of spin-offs, they won Toy of the Years several years in a row, and they had a lawsuit, they left the market, they came back to the market, they left the market again, they came back to the market again, then they came back to the market again. If I didn't mention that, it happened like 3 or 4 times. What we don't know is some of the in-between of what happened between concept to product when Bratz first came out, but over the past year, there have been some interesting developments about what happened happened to Bratz before it came out. As I mentioned prior, also I have a post about this from a few years ago on my Instagram. Lupe was changed to Yasmin, named after Jasmine Larian, Isaac Larian's daughter, and she was originally meant to be Hispanic. At the end of the day, all of the Bratz are meant to be ethnically ambiguous. You could be Iranian, Armenian, you could be Hispanic, you could be anything, and you could see yourself in Yasmin. You could be Indian, you could see yourself in Sasha. There's actually a study where an Indian girl felt like she related to Sasha the most because of her skin tone. Moving on, we have Zoe, who became Chloe. Now you might notice this really short pixie cut that she is rocking, and it is not blonde because the Bratz were meant to originally have interchangeable wigs, but that concept never panned out. Here is Halliday. She didn't change that much when she became Sasha. A lot of this outfit is the same here, but this second outfit is very different, and I really actually love that outfit. I wish we had seen it. And Jade still has that spunk in her, but she also changed quite a bit from her original concept. In a 2004 article of the UK magazine The Times, it was revealed that the Bratz almost weren't called Bratz. They were almost called a few different names. Some alternate names were Fashion Frenzies, Girls, or Girlfriends. But the name Bratz was chosen because it exuded the attitude and expression we wanted, according to Paula Garcia, who also helped bring the Bratz concept to life. Last July, creator Carter Bryant posted this on Instagram, talking about the core four Bratz and how him and a fellow designer, Veronica Marlowe, spent all night creating the vision for Bratz. And when you search up Veronica Marlowe's name, a Flickr account pops up. Now, if you know Flickr, and you were back in the doll community back in the 2010s, it was a big deal. Under our noses for 8 years, or I should say lack of noses, the original Bratz concepts were uploaded to Flickr by Veronica Marlowe, one of the people who helped make the Bratz come to life, and this was very shocking. Before we dive deeper, I just have to shout out Carter. He is so amazing. He's actually selling a bunch of signed samples and artwork on his Etsy account. Please go support him. He is the creator of Bratz, and he's amazing. He's so good to the fans, so make sure to check him out and support him. Okay, now we gotta talk about these prototypes because they look similar to the original dolls, but also very different. As you can see, the face is a little bit more sculpted. We'll take a closer look at that in a bit. And Sasha has micro braids. Now, Sasha only came out with straight hair. I always wish she had crimped hair or something to match her artwork, but this is so interesting to see. I love the face up on this doll, but I can see why they shifted the direction a little bit. I just gotta say, they low-key remind me of the Princess Prancer's face sculpt. This was a very, very short-lived doll line by Playhut, who ended up making Mysticats and Mystics. If y'all remember those, that's a little bit of a deep cut there. But they made these dolls very briefly, and the face sculpt reminds me a little bit of that OG Bratz sculpt, which we didn't get to see until last year. It had been on the back of the Bratz boxes in 2001, but very, very small, not the HD pictures we have now. Something else to note is that the body was going to be a little bit more posed like this. And the prototypes of the fashion packs confirm that the pegs were going to be the opposite way of what they are now, so the pegs are actually attached to the doll and weren't part of the shoe, which I just thought was interesting to note. Looking at the rest of the girls, I honestly really wonder what would have happened to Bratz if they looked like this when they came out. I wonder if they still would have been as successful. I wonder what would have happened. I feel like the flat surface for the eye area allowed for a lot of diverse screenings. There's literally over 300 Bratz unique screenings in just the main Bratz line, so I can't imagine the sculpted eye having been beneficial, but I will say the dolls are really cute facially. It's like, I know these girls are the Bratz, but they don't feel quite like the Bratz I know. They're very unique looking. They have very unique facial features, which I feel like Bratz has always had, but these feel a little bit more distinct. They feel almost a little uncanny. They look a lot closer to the artwork on the packaging rather than what the dolls ended up being, which it would have been interesting to see that take on Bratz. I feel like that look was later translated onto the 2010 Bratz, which look very, very close to the OG the Bratz concept, except they use the final face sculpt for Bratz. So the same face sculpt from 2001, just with a different screen. Looking through Veronica Marlowe's Flickr account, there are so many cool prototypes and samples and concepts that happened for Bratz, and as a Bratz nerd, it made me really happy to see all of this, and I can't believe this has been hiding on the internet for 9 years at this point, and nobody discovered it up until last year. I really loved looking through these, so shout out to Veronica for posting these for the public to see. I honestly never thought that would happen. Getting a sort of behind the scenes look at what Bratz was before it was Bratz is very beneficial because there have been a lot of misconceptions about how Bratz came about. I still see TikTok comments, I see Instagram comments, I see Facebook comments, I've seen Twitter comments just giving out so much wrong information. So as a Bratz connoisseur, a Bratztorian, I really want to help set the record straight and also show some of these cool archives because this is really Bratztory. I have a passion for the girls with a passion for fashion. I'm a huge Bratz fan. I created lookinbratz.com so that I could act as a resource for future Bratz fans and current Bratz fans, all of the fans to come. I really want to share that love for Bratz, so I love that this information is out there. Over the past 23 years, Bratz has seen so many ups and downs, but over the past 3 years, Bratz has really been on the up and up. I really can't wait to see what the future holds. Because at the end of the day, only Bratz are Bratz. They are always Bratz. They're here to stay, hopefully never leaving the market again. Please don't ever do that to me. I don't think I could handle that. I don't think a lot of us could handle that. But thank you so much for watching. Follow me if you want more Bratztory lessons, if you just want to see more Bratz on your feed. I love to talk about Bratz. I love to post about Bratz. I'm a Bratz girly till the end, okay? Also, make sure to check out lookinbratz.com and support Bratz. Go buy Always Bratz. They're at your local stores, or at least they should be. Anyways, I will see y'all in the next one. Bye!